Bloomberg Audio Studios. Podcasts, radio, news.
The Stock Movers Report, your roundup of companies making moves in the stock market, harnessing the power of Bloomberg data.
Let's take a look at some stocks on the move today. I'm Nathan Hager, joined by Bloomberg's Kriti Gupta as we await July CPI. At least the broader market is. Kriti, we've had a smattering of earnings this morning, some chip stocks moving as well on news out of China. Where should we start? Good morning.
Good morning, Nathan. Let's start with the chip stocks. I think that's a fair one. Intel is your biggest pre-market mover in terms of volume this morning, to the upside at least, trading higher by about 3%. INTC is your ticker, trading about $21 and change. Now, this is an important one because, of course, as we talk about the chip story, the geopolitics, Intel really stands out, not only because it's been the subject of a lot of focus in terms of the turnaround story, but also the idea that it is very, very exposed to domestic chip manufacturing and kind of briefly caught the ire of Donald Trump as well, which you did see a big hit when it came to Intel shares. Now Donald Trump saying members of his cabinet would continue discussions with the CEO, saying that he has an amazing story. So perhaps repairing some of that damage in terms of their relationship. Nevertheless, the market is reacting to it this morning. INTC is your ticker, higher by about 3%, trading at about $21 and change. It's worth getting, Joe, a quick check when it comes to some of the other chip stocks, though, Nathan, because, of course, we do know that now it's been reported by Bloomberg that about a couple of weeks ago / months ago, you did have China come out and really discourage some of the use of the H-20, not only their military equipment, but elsewhere as well. This was not an order. This was not a directive, but this was just guidance given by authorities and regulators in terms of encouraging or discouraging, I say, the use of that. So you did see some movement when it came to Nvidia shares. NVDA is your ticker. It's kind of a choppy stock chart, which works beautifully on radio. $182 a share is where we're at. It's unchanged at the moment, but believe me, there's plenty of action in the shock, and it's certainly not over yet. There's also a big question around the H20 chip. Nvidia owns about 95% of that market. AMD is the other major player there. They are also, again, a very choppy stock chart. It's only higher by 0.1%, but this intraday chart is really something to behold, trading about $172 a share. We'll see how it all shakes out when it comes to the open. So lots going on there in terms of the chip stocks. But I want to stick with the tech story, though, Nathan. Okay. Apple shares are worth hitting this morning. We know we've gotten into a little bit of a tiff, I think is a fair way to call it, with Elon Musk's Tesla.
I think.
Yeah, I think a tiff is a polite way to say a fight. And basically, Elon Musk is talking about the Apple Store being unfair in terms of the way that Elon Musk can access it and his businesses can access it. Nevertheless, he's threatening a legal fight. Apple shares, at least it seems like this related to the news, kind of taking a hit this morning, down about 0.5%, we'll call it, $226 a share. AAPL is your ticker. And Nathan, I want to wrap it up with a stock that I don't think I've ever talked about, but there's always a first for this one. In the AI space, Big Bear AI. This is one of the big AI names. This is kind of a momentum stock. It swings pretty wildly. It trades about $5 a share. BBAI is your ticker. It's down a whopping 28%. So massive beating, I should say, when it comes to Big Bear shares. Their second quarter revenue missed estimates, and it looks like the market is punishing it for it.
The Stock Movers Report from Bloomberg Radio. Check back with us throughout the day for the latest roundup of companies making news on Wall Street. And for the latest market-moving headlines, listen to Bloomberg Radio live. Catch us on YouTube, Bloomberg.com, and on Apple CarPlay and Android Auto with the Bloomberg Business app.